Lapu-Lapu became famous for defeating Spanish explorer Ferdinand Magellan. He is often portrayed as a muscular warrior charging at Magellan to deliver a fatal blow, resisting Spanish colonization. But is that what really happened? Is that the reason why he fought? Or was he motivated by a desire to defend his sovereignty as the Battle of Mactan? Some say that he was a pirate who was defending his livelihood against the Spanish, who were known for their attacks on coastal communities. Whatever his motivations, we need to hear another story of Lapu-Lapu. The Rajahnate of Cebu was a pre-colonial Philippine polity centered on the island of Cebu. It was founded by Sri Lumai, a Hindu prince from the Chola Empire, in the 900s. He was sent by the Maharaja to establish a base for expeditionary forces, but he rebelled and established his own independent Rajahnate. He had several sons that later ruled the land of different area of Cebu. One of the known ruler or the Rajahnate of Cebu was Raja Humaban. During the reign of Raja Humaban, Cebu experienced a period of great prosperity. It became a central hub for trade, politics, and commerce in the region. Cebu's strategic location at the crossroads of trade routes between the Malay Peninsula, China, and the Moluccas played a significant role in its success. Traders and merchants from various countries, including Japan, India, and Burma, flocked to Cebu to engage in trade with the locals. They exchanged a wide range of goods such as perfume, glass utensils, ivory products, leather, precious stones, and sugar, among others. The harbors of Cebu gained a reputation as a prime location for trade, earning the name Sinubua Yanghingpit, which means place to trade. Over time, this name was shortened to Cebu, eventually giving rise to the name Cebu. And Raja Humaban was known as the wisest and bravest man on the island. People respected and looked up to him because he was a great leader and had strong military skills. His wisdom, bravery, and leadership made him a powerful figure in Cebu, and the people trusted him to protect and lead them. By then, a famous figure named Lapu-Lapu arrived from Borneo and asked Raja Humaban for a place to settle. Humaban granted him the region of Mandawili, which is now Mandawil, along with the island of Apang or Apan. The idea was that Lapu-Lapu's people would cultivate the land, and they were successful in doing so. Under the leadership of Lapu-Lapu, the economy of the island thrived because he brought goods from the northern part of Cebu, both from the land and sea. This boosted trading activities and made the island prosperous. Lapu-Lapu became more powerful and influential. He soon after became the chief of the regions people referred to as Datu Lapu-Lapu. However, as time went on, Lapu-Lapu and Humaban's relationship started to get worse. It started when Lapu-Lapu decided to become a pirate. He realized that piracy was more profitable than farming, so he began raiding his neighbors' ships and taking their goods. This disrupted trade in the region, which reduced the amount of tribute that Humaban received. As a result, the island of Apang, later Mactan, was renamed Mangatang, which means those who lurk. When Ferdinand Magellan arrived in 1521, he found himself in a tricky situation. He and his crew were hospitably received and proceeded not only to trade but also to claim the archipelago for Spain and to convert the population to Christianity. Humaban saw this opportunity to weaken his rival Lapu-Lapu. He tricked the Spaniards by pretending that Lapu-Lapu was under his control and that he supported their cause by converting to Christianity and make an alliance with Magellan. Magellan, being a Christian like Humaban, supported him in his quest for dominance. He insisted that all local chiefs acknowledge the authority of the King of Spain and recognize Humaban as a fellow Christian and a ruler. Essentially, Magellan wanted the chiefs to show their respect and loyalty to Spain and Humaban. Lapu-Lapu, the leader who resisted Spanish influence, didn't agree to Magellan's demand. He said he had no problem with the King of Spain, but he refused to pay homage to Humaban. Lapu-Lapu saw Humaban as a traitor because he turned his back on his own people to please the Spanish. Furthermore, Lapu-Lapu had a sister named Balakna, who was married to Humaban. However, when Humaban started befriending the Spanish, he began to ignore Lapu-Lapu's sister and their family. Magellan was not happy with Lapu-Lapu's response, so he decided to take action. Despite the advice of his men, Magellan chose to ignore their warnings and decided to fight against Lapu-Lapu. Magellan ordered his men to attack and burn 2 villages belonging to Lapu-Lapu as a way to prepare for a full-scale invasion. He wanted to show Lapu-Lapu that he shouldn't challenge his authority. This time, Magellan told Humaban, who was on his side, not to get involved in the conflict. Magellan believed that with his better weapons and stronger army, he would easily defeat Lapu-Lapu and bring him under his control. As the sun rose, 49 men, including Magellan, waded towards the shore. They faced a large group of more than 1,050 warriors from Mactan, organized into 3 divisions. Unfortunately, this battle resulted in Magellan's death. After the Battle of Mactan, not much else is known about Lapu-Lapu. The Aeginet's says that Lapu-Lapu and Humaban would restore friendly relations before deciding to return to Borneo with 11 of his children, 3 of his wives, and 17 of his men. The other Magellan crews who survived the Battle of Mactan were able to make their way to the Moluccas, and some of them were poisoned by Humaban. When we examine the Battle of Mactan from a different perspective, we realize that it wasn't solely a heroic resistance of indigenous people against Spanish conquistadors. The main driving force behind the battle was actually the rivalry between 2 local leaders. Lapu-Lapu, Andres Bonifacio, and Sultan Kudarat were important figures in Philippine history, but their motivations and actions differed. Unlike Bonifacio and Kudarat, Lapu-Lapu's main concern was protecting his own territory and people. Even though this might not be historically accurate, the story of Lapu-Lapu is still important because it gives Filipinos a sense of pride that a local leader could stand up against a foreign invader. So I guess that's all for this story. We invite you to subscribe to our channel and page if you would like to see more videos like this. And we would be happy to see your comments and hear your thoughts. Until next time, thank you once again.